In a quiet, serene village nestled between misty mountains and lush forests, lived an old monk named Ryokan. He was known as the village's wise man, though he spent most of his time alone, pondering the mysteries of life in a simple hut. Ryokan's way of life was humble. He lived without possessions and found joy in the smallest things: the wind rustling through the trees, the soft glow of sunrise, or the ripples on a still pond. One day, a young man named Akio arrived at the village. Akio was like many others of his age, ambitious, restless, and in search of something greater than himself. He had traveled from a bustling city, tired of the noise, the constant competition, and the endless desire for more. He wanted to find peace, yet he didn't know what peace truly meant. He had heard of Ryokan and his teachings, and decided to seek him out, believing the old monk could provide him with the answers he was looking for. When Akio found Ryokan, the monk was sweeping the leaves outside his hut, moving at his own unhurried pace. "Master Ryokan," Akio said, bowing respectfully, "I've come a long way. I seek enlightenment. I want to find peace and purpose." Ryokan looked up, his eyes twinkling with gentle amusement. "Enlightenment, you say?" He put down his broom and gestured to the mountains. "Well, let's start with a walk. It may take some time, and there's no destination in mind. Are you up for it?" Akio hesitated. A walk without a destination seemed strange, almost pointless. But he had come this far, and he didn't want to appear rude. "Of course, master." So they began walking. Ryokan moved slowly, taking in each step as if it was a new experience. Akio noticed this and tried to match his pace, but his mind was restless, darting from one thought to another. As they walked, they passed a beautiful stream. "Isn't it a lovely day?" Ryokan said, pausing to look at the water glistening under the sun. Akio nodded, but he was already looking ahead, eager for whatever lesson lay beyond the stream. Ryokan noticed this and smiled to himself. They continued walking until they reached a small clearing with a single tree. "Let's sit here," Ryokan suggested, lowering himself onto the ground. Akio joined him, trying to sit still, though he could feel the impatience bubbling within him. "What are we doing, master?" Akio finally asked, unable to contain himself. "Isn't there something you're supposed to teach me?" "Ah, teaching. It's a curious thing." Ryokan chuckled. "Tell me, what are you seeking exactly, Akio?" "I want to find inner peace. I want to understand life's purpose," Akio replied, his eyes wide with anticipation. "Peace, you say?" Ryokan looked around and pointed to a bird singing nearby. "Do you think that bird is seeking peace?" Akio frowned. "No, I suppose not. But birds are different. I have responsibilities, ambitions, a life to build." "Ah, ambition." Ryokan nodded, then fell silent, letting the sound of the bird's song fill the air between them. After a while, he continued, "Akio, you may spend your whole life chasing peace, purpose, and ambition. You may think, once I have this or that, then I'll be content. But the moment you achieve something, you'll simply find yourself chasing the next thing. What do you think will happen when you reach the end of your journey?" Akio thought for a moment. "I suppose I'll be fulfilled, satisfied." Ryokan shook his head gently. "You'll find nothing but emptiness if you keep chasing things outside yourself. Life is like this journey we're on now. No set destination, only the steps we take along the way. True peace comes not from reaching some end, but from embracing each moment." Akio looked down, taking in Ryokan's words. He realized he had spent years rushing from one goal to another, never stopping to simply enjoy the path. "Come," Ryokan said, standing up. "Let's keep walking." As they walked, Ryokan pointed out simple things: the shape of a leaf, the rough texture of a tree trunk, the way the sunlight played through the branches. Slowly, Akio began to feel a shift within himself. He started to notice these details, feeling a quiet joy in each one. The journey, without a destination, started to feel surprisingly fulfilling. After several hours, they came to a village. The people there were simple and kind, and they welcomed Ryokan with open arms. They invited him and Akio to stay for a meal. As they sat down to eat, Ryokan turned to Akio with a smile. "Do you feel any different, Akio?" Akio nodded, a slight smile forming on his lips. "I do. For the first time, I'm not thinking about what's next. I'm just here." "Exactly." Ryokan nodded. "This is peace. It's not a place you arrive at. It's the choice you make in every moment. To be fully present, to live with awareness. When you let go of the need for more, you'll find that everything you need is already within you." Akio felt a weight lift from his shoulders. He didn't need to strive constantly, nor did he need to keep pushing himself to find meaning. Meaning was right here, in the simplicity of each breath, each step, each encounter. They returned to Ryokan's hut that evening, and Akio stayed for several more days, learning from Ryokan's way of life. The young man began to embrace simplicity and mindfulness, and he found himself growing happier and more at peace than he had ever been. When it was time for Akio to leave, he bowed deeply to Ryokan. "Thank you, Master," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "You have shown me that the journey itself is the destination." Ryokan chuckled, waving his hand dismissively. "No, Akio. You've discovered it on your own. Remember, peace is not something I can give you or something you can take from me. It's something you create within yourself, moment by moment." As Akio walked away, he felt lighter than he had in years. The path before him was no longer a race to a destination, but a journey to nowhere, a journey of each moment. And with each step he took, he carried Ryokan's wisdom in his heart, letting go of the need to seek and finding joy in simply being. The story of Akio and Ryokan reminds us that peace is not found in accomplishments or destinations, but in embracing each moment fully. Ryokan's wisdom teaches us that life itself is the journey, and the true purpose lies not in what we attain, but in how we live each day. Letting go of our constant striving for more, we find everything we need within us, as long as we are present and aware. If you're finding value in the stories and wisdom shared here on True Wisdom, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community. Your support helps keep these inspiring stories coming. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could use a little extra wisdom today. Thanks for being a part of the journey.